Emmanuel Nwude, who, under the alias Owelle of Abagana, orchestrated one of the most colossal scams in the world of banking. His operation ranks as the third largest banking fraud globally, earning him a place in the annals of history as one of the most cunning criminals to have ever lived. Emmanuel Nwude's elaborate ruse amounted to an astounding $242 million. His unsuspecting victim was Nelson Sakaguchi, the director of Brazil's Banco Noroeste, headquartered in Sao Paulo. Nwude's position as the director of Union Bank of Nigeria at the time facilitated his impersonation of a high-ranking banker, making it even easier for him to deceive his prey. However, to execute this audacious fraud successfully, Nwude needed a team of collaborators. He enlisted the help of individuals with expertise in financial chicanery, Emmanuel Nwude, Nzeri and Abamasakwi, as well as the husband and wife duo Christian Ikechukwu and Amaka Enejimba. These co-conspirators played crucial roles in orchestrating the entire operation seamlessly. Embracing the persona of Paul Ogwuma, Nwude persuaded Sakaguchi to invest in a purported new airport project in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. In return for his investment, Sakaguchi was promised a $10 million commission. The overall deal amounted to an astonishing $242 million, with $191 million to be paid in cash, and the remainder represented by outstanding interest from 1995 to 1998. Sakaguchi, unfortunately, took the bait, leading to immense losses for Banco Noroeste. The unfolding of events took a dramatic turn when Banco Santander, a prominent Spanish multinational financial services company, sought to acquire Banco Noroeste Brazil. During the merger negotiations, an enormous financial discrepancy was revealed, prompting a thorough investigation. It was discovered that a substantial sum of funds had been left dormant in the Cayman Islands, amounting to 2/5 of the bank's total value and half of its capital. This revelation triggered the establishment of a multinational investigative team in Brazil, Britain, Nigeria, Switzerland, and the United States. In Nigeria, the newly formed anti-corruption agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, launched a relentless pursuit of Emmanuel Nwude. Nelson Sakaguchi was apprehended at New York's John F. Kennedy Airport and extradited to Switzerland to face charges related to the creation of bank accounts linked to the fraud. In a bid to mitigate the situation, the Simonson and Cochrane families, who owned Banco Noroeste, paid the staggering $242 million. One might assume that such a payment would have saved the bank, but unfortunately, Banco Noroeste collapsed in 2001. Meanwhile, Nwude's legal entanglements continued to multiply. At the request of former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, the Nigerian Parliament established the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in 2002. In 2004, Nwude and his co-conspirators were apprehended by the EFCC and charged with 86 counts, encompassing allegations of bribery and fraudulently seeking advance fees. All the accused parties pleaded not guilty to the charges. During the trial, Judge Lawal Gumi alleged an attempt to bribe court staff, further complicating the case. Years later, Gumi dismissed the charges, arguing that the crime did not occur in Abuja, his jurisdiction, but in Lagos. As a result, Nwude and his accomplices were arrested outside the courthouse and transferred to Lagos. This case stood as a significant milestone for the EFCC, which had been newly constituted. The agency's chairman at the time, Nuhu Rabadu, claimed that Nwude had tried to bribe him with a substantial sum of $75,000 in cash. These additional charges, including attempted bribery and the attempted kidnapping of a prosecution witness, only exacerbated Nwude's legal woes. One of Nwude's collaborators, Amaka Enejimba, eventually confessed to her role in the scam and was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison, in addition to being ordered to repay $25.5 million. Subsequently, Emmanuel Nwude and Nzeri both pleaded guilty to the charges after testimony from Sakaguchi. They were collectively sentenced to 29 years in prison, with Nwude receiving 5 concurrent sentences of 5 years, totaling 25 years, and Akali receiving 4. In a final blow, all of Nwude's assets were seized and returned to the victim. Remarkably, Nwude was released from prison in 2006. In the same year, he initiated a lawsuit to recover his assets, asserting that some of them had been acquired before he committed the offense. Surprisingly, he managed to recover $52 million. During a court hearing in 2021, Nwude claimed that he had no knowledge of the $242 million airport scam. He contended that his legal team, led by Dr. Chris Uch, had persuaded him to make a plea bargain agreement with the EFCC while he was incarcerated. Nwude professed. I told him that I'm not responsible for the $242 million. That I'm not responsible for this money, I don't know anything about it. He went on to explain that funds passing through his accounts were redirected to a Swiss bank by an Indian friend, Mr. Nair Shiznani, who took a commission before transferring the money to Christian and Ajmba, one of his co-defendants. The intricate web of deception and financial maneuvering in this case remains an extraordinary tale of one man's audacity and cunning in orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraud.